Hi, everybody. Let me move this a little closer. Yeah, that's good. Hi, everybody. I was getting on here to say I read an article about a lady about two people in Houston where there was an older lady and an altercation between an older lady and a younger lady. The the story goes that the older lady was holding the door for the younger lady, and when the younger lady came through the door and passed through the door, I'm guessing that the story says that the older lady said, wow, you could have said thank you. So this causes the younger lady to snap for some reason. And to make a long story short, they ended up in an altercation, a physical altercation. And then the younger lady ended up killing the older lady. So we were talking and discussing about, there was a lot of people saying, wow, I guess I'll never hold the door for anybody again. And they were like, something had to be going on with the younger lady for that to happen. And it was said that, people need to start talking to people, instead of just snapping out. They need to start, talking and getting things off their chest and releasing. And I I'm like, yeah, but how do you know that she has somebody to talk to? I'm sure that that lady saying that you could have said thank you or whatever. I'm sure she didn't say it. I wasn't there. I don't think she said it in probably a mean way. And even if she did say it in a mean way, she could have just not said thank you and just kept going, or whatever. But I'm sure that that was not the reason why so much anger was in this young lady. But I am here to just say, you know, don't let people silence you. If you have a lot of stuff that's on the inside of you that need to come out, get it out. Don't listen to other people telling you what is appropriate for you to say and what is appropriate for you not to say. If there's something that's hurting you on the inside and you need a way to say it, say it. Some people, if when you, the things that you got going through, you're probably, and I'm almost certain that you're not the only one that's going through things. You're not the only one. You just have to be one of the ones that's brave enough to even say it. And don't listen to other people. Don't look at other people that's telling you that this is not the time nor the place. If what's hurting me is killing me on the inside out and it's gonna make me snap and go crazy, it's always the time or the place, because this have to do with me. And everybody that don't like want to hear it or whatever, and they feel like, oh, that's y'all too deep for me or whatever, you scroll on. Scroll on. This is not for you. And that's okay, because everybody can't handle it. But for 10 people that may not be able, that don't want to hear you, there's 20 people that do want to hear you and 80 people that need to hear you. It's not for everybody. And I remember one time that I was talking to a young man that I've been knowing basically all his life. And I was telling him, yeah, this thing happened to me. And I went to certain people and I didn't get the help. And one thing he said to me, and it stuck with me, and it taught me. He said, well, you was telling what you went through to a bunch of broken people. And that statement right there taught me to love again. To love again. It's just that I was speaking to the wrong audience. Everybody is not gonna want to hear you. Everybody don't need to hear you. This ain't for everybody. But if it's hurting you, you get it out. And we make mistakes, but I'm going to tell you, people they're going to silence you, but they're going to say exactly what they want to say. I had one person that, that I was keeping things inside and keeping things so bottled inside of me. And this one person was cool with me as long as I was keeping it inside. As soon as I said it outside, this person's true feelings came out. This person told me, I never liked you anyway. And this was like somebody that I want to say that I truly loved. I truly love. I was like honored when this person came into my life. I felt honored. And to hear that I never liked you anyway, so I kept this thing, and I let myself feel defeated. I let myself hurt because I didn't want to hurt anybody else. For a person that can really tell me that I never liked you anyway, that thing, that thing, it shocked me, and then it made me angry, and then it hurt me. It really hurt me. But I said that to say that you keeping stuff inside of you, trying to protect other people, or trying to figure out, like, I wonder what this person gonna say. I hope they don't feel like this about me. I hope they don't feel like that about me. Baby, they feel like that about you anyway. But now they feeling like that about you. They're silencing you, and then and you're the only one that's hurting. You're the only one that's hurting. So I honestly, I feel, I hate that this young lady, killed this older lady. That was bad. She didn't have to do that, and I just want to say that, something, I'm not trying to find no excuse for her doing that, but that one little incident did not get her in such a bad moment that she literally had a physical altercation with this person and then turned around and killed this person. So you look it up. I don't know their names offhand or whatever, but I believe it happened in Texas. And you can look it up or whatever, but it happened in Texas, and I was reading it. I was discussing that. Don't look at people trying to tell you, and then the devil gonna always have you maybe go on Facebook and they're gonna say, and they'll say it's you could read a post, and a post could discourage you from saying how you feel or getting stuff out. Don't listen to any of that. Don't listen to any of that. That's not that's just a way to discourage you. Don't keep so much stuff bottled and inside of you, and that you're so angry, and then you're so angry that you do something like this young lady did, because now, that moment of anger ended up, that was actually nothing. That was actually nothing, because she could have handled it by not even saying thank you to the lady or anything, rolling your eyes. But they got into a physical fight. And then after the physical fight, she killed the lady. She took a gun and she killed this lady. That's, we are in a society where we want to feel like, that we want to be, we in the great pretenders at this moment. We want to pretend like everything is all right, that nothing is going wrong, that we live in this perfect life. Nothing ever happens in our lives. Nothing ever disturbing happens in our lives, but that's not right. That's not right, and it's not true. And we're all being fake and we're being phony. Then we're looking at Facebook and we're looking at other people and it's just the pretend. It's just pretending. We get on there and we see all of these everybody just love everybody, when the truth is that you got daughters that hate mothers because mothers didn't protect them. We got fathers that hate sons because sons wasn't there in their life. But then they get on Facebook and you will see them, oh, I want to give a shout out to my loving mother, my loving father, and all this kind of stuff. And then they turn around and don't speak to them, for the rest of the year. But they put that shout out on Facebook just so that they can pretend that everything is okay. When on the inside that they're screaming and they're hurting and it's a lot of pain. And this stuff, it shouldn't be like that. God put us here to help one another. These are the same problems that they had even in the Bible time. The Bible says there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that you could possibly go through right now, including mental illness, is in the Bible. Everything that you're going through, God put and some things that you are going through, God allowed you to go through that because he wanted you to be a soldier so that you can help other people through this. This is something we're supposed to help one another. We're not supposed to tell people, have people being minions and of us, and we're not going to we're not going to communicate or talk to them if they don't think like us, agree like us, do what we said, and do what and if they don't do what we said, then they're out. That's not that what is that? That's not helping people. And that's not even healthy for even the person that's acting that way. But I just came on here to say that because I feel that, people should not, please don't. And I ain't going to say I feel like. What I'm going to say right now is please do not let people take your voice away from you. Your feelings you have feelings. You have feelings. Your feelings are valid. These are your feelings. Nobody else feels your feelings. And to be honest, a lot of people don't even care about how you feel. They don't care as long as you don't disturb their peace. And as long as if what they have, what you going through don't hurt them. And as long as you keep everything, the way that they need for you to keep it. They want to control you. They want to control your heart. They want to control your mind. And you have to just allow God and know that God is in control of your mind and your heart. And he's in control of theirs. But if you allow people to control you, they will. And they could care nothing. They don't care nothing about you. They don't care. You watch. Say somebody don't like, and see where you end up. So if they don't like you anyway, I wish I had known that I wasn't liked or loved anyway. I would have been, got a lot of stuff that was in my chest. I would have got it that was on my chest. I would have got it off my chest. Because who cares? If they don't like you if you're not saying nothing, they don't like you if you say something. Either way, they're not gonna like you. People are people. They're gonna like you regardless. It's in them already. If they like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. So you may as well not try to pacify people's feelings and get yourself and your mind and your heart right. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and you guys have a blessed day. Bye.